I'm a dude, and I'm inviting you to join me on a podcast about brews.
Does that include stouts?
Yes, of course it includes stouts. Like I was saying, join us every Saturday on the journey into...
Wait a minute. Do you guys do anything about, like, IPAs?
Yes,
Stuff like that?
Yes, we do IPAs.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, join us on the Journey into Comics Network for Brews with Dudes.
Whoa, hey, have you guys ever... Do you care if I bring some Zima on?
Yes, I care if you bring Zima. Zima doesn't count.
Oh.
Zima's... Dr. Dongo. Anyway, join us every Saturday for a podcast that delves into the craft brew world.
The following is a Journey into Comics Network production.
It's freaky as shit inside.
Warning, Podcastrophe imminent. This is Podcastrophe with Dick and Tyler, and we're coming at you with a fistful of heritage on a podcast where anything goes and there are no safe spaces. This is Podcastrophe.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I am Dick. I'm here with Tyler. The live chat is already popping off. Let's go ahead and get this started.
We've got the gruesome twosome here in the Sanctum of Dicks, and my feet are out for all the viewers on the live stream.
I'm wearing socks.
I really wish you wore like the goofy fucking dad tube stocks that go like up to your neck.
I'm not about that.
You should be.
Do you think that would be something that
You
I should be
legitimately
into?
have the complexion of tilapia meat, so I feel like it would go really well with your skin tone.
Fucking Christ. Tilapia meat.
I'm fucking
shit.
out for blood today. I almost killed a little kid in the neighborhood.
Fact. Christ, man, what an intro. I'm triggered as fuck. Thank you, Jack. First off, I would like to wish a very happy birthday to Mr. Matt Wilcox, guest,
Former guest
slash
host
host
/ star.
Oh yeah, you did host
Fool's Week.
Yeah, happy birthday, Matt. Hope you're doing good out there. He was here this weekend. He tried to hang out with me, but I was in Frankfurt.
You're a piece of shit.
He should have let me know he was coming to town.
Has he made the trek up to the Great White North now? I'm by the Great White North. I don't mean Canada, which is actually what the Great White North is.
You talking about Chicago?
Yeah.
I don't think he lives in Chicago anymore.
That's what I'm saying. I thought he was moving like to Minnesota or something.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's
I was trying to remember where
I'll just fuck
he
off.
was trying to move. Okay, well I get what you're saying now. Whatever. I'm not all there sometimes, you know that.
Ever.
What a day it's been. It's been a couple days. I got a bunch of shit. I have a long list of things.
Good. Let's get right into it.
I already got the first thing out of the way. We're on track. We are on track. So second thing, a CD came out last Friday, and that CD is Bad Wolves Disobey. CD is great. I love it.
I am also really digging it. I kind of feel spoiled right now because, you know, I love Breaking Benjamin. I did not have high expectations for Ember, just because, for the most part, I enjoy all of Breaking Benjamin's shit. So when they dropped Ember, cool. And then I listened to the album a bunch, and now it's one of my favorite. I honestly think it's one of my favorite Breaking Benjamin albums. And then you're like, hey, man, for the show, listen to Parkway Drive's new album. And I was like, they're okay. I've listened to Parkway. I know for a fact I've listened to Parkway Drive before, and they've just never really tripped my trigger.
Yeah.
And after listening to this album now over a dozen times.
Reverence?
Yeah, their new album. I'm really digging it. And then I'm like, hey, do you know what comes out tomorrow? And you're like, Bad Wolves CD. I have it pre-ordered, and it's going to be badass.
Yes.
And Bad Wolves is actually the one that I had really high expectations for, not because of, any past that they have.
Yeah, this is their first CD.
This is their first debut album, but I really want them to succeed.
Yeah, their cover of Zombie we've played on the live stream at least. We talked about it on the show with Keegan and AJ.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think of who the other guy that was on there. He needs to come back. Both of them need to come back.
Yep.
Yeah, we watched and talked about their cover of Zombie. I guess they posted today that video on YouTube has officially reached 100 million views.
Cool. It deserves it. The production of that video was very well done. Mm-hmm. The cover itself was fantastic.
Not to mention, for being this is their first outing as a band.
Right.
That song is also #1 on rock radio across the world.
Hell yeah.
So,
well, like I said, it definitely deserves it. It's a good tribute to her.
Mm-hmm, definitely. And she was supposed to be on the track.
Imagine how much more badass it would have been if
I know,
because she had such unique vocals.
Mm-hmm. I was talking to Miranda about this CD the other night, and because we were just listening to it. She hadn't heard it yet, and we were out running around. I was trying to find a home for my cat for the next couple months, and so it comes on. She's like, "Oh, I love this song," and I'm just sitting there. We're both just gushing over the song, and I'm like, "Man, they did everything right in the song. Even like the little tiny lyric changes they made are that they work and they're awesome and they fit for the time period that they're in."
Right. It makes the song relevant for 2018.
Yeah, I mean they mention it's the same old theme in 2018. I think the original lyric was, "It's the same old theme since 1916."
Yeah. And
they also added drones to and their tanks and their bombs and their drones and their guns. Mm-hmm. That part. But yeah, like the layering and the harmonies in the chorus and just like with the screams and the singing and the more singing, and it just, all of it works so well. It's so well put together. But there are other tracks on this album.
Can I actually see the...
Yeah.
Because one of my favorites is actually, I really like Run For Your Life.
Yes.
That's the 5th track on the album. And probably my favorite, I like Remember When. That's a really good track. Mm-hmm. I don't remember the title of the track, but it's the one... If I knew now what I knew then.
That's Remember When.
Okay. Well, then that's my favorite song on the track.
That one's hit pretty hard.
Obviously, other than Zombie. It's really good.
Yeah. Nearly every song on this album is a heavy hitter. I love it. And they all have melody, even like the really fast paced, like fucking screamy songs.
Mm-hmm. Truth or Dare is a good one too.
Truth or Dare. I think there are only a couple tracks that I'm just like, whatever. The Conversation, Shapeshifter.
Shapeshifter was actually one that I really dug.
I need to listen to it again, but I really like.
I have a playlist on Spotify now that's Ember, Reverence, and...
Mm-hmm. I really liked Learn to Live and No Masters.
No Masters is a good one.
And what I really love about this album is there are moments in it where I'm like, I feel like I'm listening to Divine Heresy. And then there's moments where I think I'm listening to Howard Jones era Killswitch Engage. And then there's moments where I'm thinking I'm listening to Five Finger Death Punch. And then there's just... It's cool, and like Learn to Live, it's it makes me think of like 90s pop almost.
A little bit, yeah.
Like in a good way. And what's cool about this is in the liner notes they have Zoltan Bathory, the guitarist from Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah.
He's listed as their manager. And then they also thank Five Finger Death Punch for helping them launch and all that, and that's great. Up until Tommy Vex filled in for Ivan when he had his little spat on tour and left shows, Tommy filled in for the rest of the tour, and I hadn't heard of him since Divine Heresy. I'm like, holy shit, this guy's still around. And then I listened to like him singing the Five Finger Death Punch songs. I'm like, oh fuck yeah! If Ivan's out, please bring Tommy in.
Yeah.
So and
He has such a good vocal range.
Yes.
He can go straight from from a scream into a melody and back
Mm-hmm.
and right back to where he was at, and it's effortless. It almost seems like,
One of the songs on their "Hear Me Now," they released that as a single a week or two ago with fellow artist Diamante, who they're on tour with right now. They're going to be playing in Fort Wayne at Pierre's here soon. I'm not going to be able to make that show, but because that night is the Doom Room 5th anniversary. 5 years of Doom Room. It's also the Only Human benefit show, so if you can hop on down to North End Pub, formerly Jerry Lee's, check that show out. It's got Dwarf Among Midgets, Only Human, a lot of great bands that night. $5 cover, as usual for Doom Room. So,
real quick chat update. Jack, I would imagine you can kill someone in a single punch with 4 fingers. And Shane, I'm going to be disappointed if you're not fucking wrecking this chat feed. So,
I mean, technically, back to Jack, technically, you only have 4 fingers anyways, so unless you're not one of those people that doesn't believe the thumb is an appendage.
well, what if I punch you like this? That's a 5-finger death punch.
Yeah.
Death.
Yeah, you're right.
Death.
He's holding his index over his other 4 knuckles.
Yeah.
That's probably more death for your index finger than anything.
You don't know how I punch.
You don't know me. Yeah, so we got...
We are fucking idiots.
Yeah. It's going to be a good show, hopefully. I foresee it being a good show. Jerry Lee's Rules, they served me at 18. Oh, don't say that shit. Probably a different owner.
I don't know how to live.
Anyway, so Friday, Five Finger Death Punch releases their new album. Mm-hmm. And from what I've heard so far, I haven't heard all the singles yet, but so far it sounds decent.
Everything that I've heard is just kind of eh.
I haven't heard anything.
I'm not really excited for it. I'm one of the
I'm on the fence.
I'm one of the few people that still likes Five Finger Death Punch. So
I got really burnt out on them, and the last album was just total garbage. So I'm just, but they're also on a new label.
yeah,
So we're gonna see just how much the old label affected those albums,
right,
and how much being on this new label is gonna hopefully help them.
right.
I'm giving the band one more fucking chance, one more album to prove to me that they're still the band that I like.
I look forward to listening to this album just because I have low expectations and
Yeah, I mean, thankfully I have Spotify, so I'll just be able to listen to it on there, and if I like it, I'll buy it.
see, aren't you glad I told you to get Spotify?
Yep.
Now you don't have to pay for everything. Come on, Shane.
Shane is shitting all over us.
You have to give people the benefit of the doubt. There is at least one Five Finger Death Punch song that you fucking like, and I know for a fact there is. Because you're a fucking human being. You like music.
You're a human being. Human beings love Five Finger Death Punch.
We love music.
Yeah.
I'm like passive aggressive raging right now, and I don't like it.
You're still coming down from almost killing a child.
Should I tell the story?
Yes.
While we're getting prepared for the rest of our topic stream, and I need some beer.
I'm cracking this open right now. I got ripe nuggets from 450 North.
Please don't do that ever again.
Double dry hop, double IPA, Amarillo, and Citra hops. Double dry hopped with Mosaic and Equinaut powder, plus mango and pineapple.
Would you like me to read it?
Read it, sir. I didn't learn read good.
But, so I'm pulling into the neighborhood after I fought really bad traffic on my way to get here. And, as I'm turning onto to Blaine Street, I see a little girl in a driveway. She's probably 10 to 12 years old, and there's like 4 or 5 other little kids. And I see they're playing basketball, and I see the ball roll down the steep driveway, so I stop. It rolls out in the street, rolls to the other side of the street. The little girl walks to the end of her driveway, and I'm waving her to go get her basketball. This is my good deed of the day. I've kind of been an a-hole all day. I fought fucking traffic and road rage all the way here. So, please, little girl, go get your ball. and I'm waving her to get it, and she just keeps waving back at me like, no, you go.
No, you.
Little girl, I'm fucking telling you to go get your goddamn ball. Go get the fucking ball. And this proceeds to go on for like a minute and a half. And by this time, the ball has hit the other driveway, rolled halfway up it, and rolled all the way back down in the middle of the street. So now I'm yelling, and I have my windows down. Get the fucking ball. It's in the middle of the street. And she's just looking at me, just waving me to keep going. And I just keep, my voice keeps getting louder and louder. I keep going up in octaves. I am almost screaming at this point. Get your fucking ball. And she looks at me. She stops waving. She looks in the middle of the street. Recognizes that the ball has been there for at least 30 seconds. Looks back at me and holds her hand up. Stop, don't run me over. And she fucking waddles her ass into the street to get the goddamn ball that I have now been yelling at her to get for like 3 fucking minutes. And then didn't acknowledge me as I drove past her.
Yeah.
I would scream like I did when I
was gonna
recounted
say,
this story, but I don't want to blow the microphone apart.
This is my second hearing of this, and it's much calmer. Still a lot of anger. You're suppressing a lot of it for the sake of the microphone.
Like most of my emotions, they're suppressed.
But yeah. There was a lot of yelling like this. And I was just like, wow, this is the angriest I've seen you ever. Outwardly.
Right. You've seen me pretty pissed off, but I've never voiced that rage.
Good old Jack Rose says, goddamn liberals raising children to be polite. So sick of it.
Yes. Yes. Heritage. Oh god, I feel exponentially better after telling the story a second time.
You'll feel even better after you try this ripe nuggets.
Is it really
Sniff
good?
it. Give it a sniff first.
I always do.
I immediately smelled it as soon as I cracked it open. I'm like, wow.
I'm to the point now with craft beer that I've started to pick out like what hops I like and what hops I don't like. Kind of like you with the Galaxy hops. I really like Galaxy hops. You do not. I think even with beers that have hops that I don't like.
It depends on how well they're blended with the others.
Like the Idaho 7, I don't really care for. What was the one we tried last week? What was the main hop in that one? I don't remember.
Well, we had 2 different ones last week.
The one that I didn't like. The New England one I like.
Oh, what was it? The first one was 420 nuggets.
Yes.
Or what? Yeah, it was 420.
It wasn't a nugget.
No, it was 420 juice.
Yes.
And then Kush nuggets. We tried both of those.
The Kush nuggets the Kush nuggets I liked.
Yeah.
That was the New England IPA. The other one I did not care for. And it was just the blend of hops. I think anything that has the Citra hops, as long as it's blended well, I really dig it. So, what we got going on in the chat?
No, Shane. The chat is not broken. We're just ignoring you. Just kidding. We're actually paying attention. We're just talking because, we have to do a lot of talking. We can't just sit and respond to the chat feed the entire show because this is also audio. You guys ever listen to any legit interviews with Zoltan? I think Tyler would suck his dick.
I'm pretty sure that you can't assume my sexual preferences because this is 2018, but what if I did want to suck his dick? What if I want to suck your dick? What if you want to suck my dick? What if we want to suck Zoltan's dick at the same time? No one should judge us.
Like say you're over here and I'm over here. This is just demonstration purpose, like going like this. Like that.
Like, maybe.
Like...
Each one of us,
like that,
yeah. Well, I like that idea, but I would like one on the top and one on the bottom. No. Like instead of going side to side, one's on top and one's on bottom.
Oh,
so one guy gets a little bit of the balls.
Oh yeah,
that'd probably be me.
Oh, you don't see Jack's comment? He's right there. I see it. I see everything. I see everything. You must have him blocked. You must know Jack, and he must be blocked. And shame on you, Shane. Because Jack seems like a pretty legit dude.
Jack's a cool fucking dude.
So do you like that enough to have another?
Open the other one.
All right.
Because that's really fucking good. So what's next on our topics?
Real quick while you're doing that, so yesterday Black Panther dropped on DVD, Blu-ray, all that stuff.
You got another fucking steelbook?
I snagged the steelbook from Best Buy. It looks sexy as fuck.
You need to stop spending money on things you don't need.
You're not wrong. Check that out.
Jesus Christ.
Skylar's not seeing comments either. Shane didn't mean literal dick sucking. He meant like ideological dick sucking.
Either way, dick sucking's dick sucking. If you can't see the chat, refresh your chat feed.
Yeah, try that out. We'll still be here, we promise. I also got the Deadpool steelbook, 4K.
There's like 10 different.
I know
versions.
that this is the one I chose.
I want the Predator one.
There's a Predator one. Oh my god.
There's the original cover of Predator where it's got Arnold.
Yeah, that's him.
It's Deadpool instead of Arnold, but it's got that same like.
I tagged Nick Maxon in one of them. Shout out Nick Maxon, Brews with Dudes, Doom Room, all that jazz. Weed Bee.
I fucking hate you.
I tagged one that had him at an alternate cover for Speed with Deadpool.
God damn it, yeah.
For those who don't know, we did. If you weren't on our Patreon, which more than likely you weren't because we don't have very many people on there, get on our Patreon. It's only $1. But we did our Road to Infinity War series. We did our Doctor Strange episode. And we had Nick Maxon on there, and one of the things we talked about was his obsession with buying VHS copies of Speed.
Yes.
With Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock and
It's
Jeff
almost,
Daniels.
It's almost like Highlander.
Yeah.
Like there can only be one. And Nick is eventually going to be the guy that owns the most copies of Speed in the world on VHS. And I want to be there for that day. I want to see that quickening happen.
Yes.
When he takes the final copy of Speed and he now becomes the most powerful being on Earth.
Speaking of the Predator, though, we had a trailer. Your thoughts?
The trailer is very lackluster.
Yeah.
It does not make me excited for this film at all. I watched a Up at Noon from IGN. They kind of broke down the trailer and talked about it and talked about their thoughts. I don't remember everything that they said, and I don't remember people's names, but there's a guy that was involved with the original franchise that did a lot of stuff with big movies like Lethal Weapon and
the director.
And it really sucks that they opened the trailer with from the director, from the guy, guy that directed Iron Man 3.
I think the guys over on Kind of Funny, they mentioned they did their morning show and they reacted to it, and it's like they opened up with from the director of Iron Man 3. It's like, why you're dooming your fucking movie from the start.
And see, that's the sad thing because people don't realize who this guy is, what he's done in his career,
Yeah.
all the great shit that he's done. And we part of the reason Predator has failed kind of as a franchise the last 15 years. I'm one of the few people that actually really enjoyed Predators.
I loved it.
Especially the beginning.
I own it.
Towards the end, it kind of gets wonky, but the beginning of the film is very good. The original Predator movie was action hero meets sci-fi meets horror, and it was campy, and the fucking the jokes were cheesy, but the scenes that mattered were really powerful, and we remember, we as fans of cinema or sci-fi movies or action movies, we always remember that shit.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Right. I mean, you've got fucking all these memorable characters. Blaine, fucking Poncho. It goes on and on. Billy. When Billy is standing on the fucking log and he cuts himself and then you hear him scream like 45 seconds later. Like, Billy was a badass fucking dude and he just got his spine ripped out, you know? So
one of the ways I wish I could go.
Right. I ask you every day to break my back and you won't.
I need you.
Thank you. Yeah, Dylan, you son of a bitch. When when him and fucking Carl Weathers lock arms and their biceps are all fucking baby oiled and
Fucking
glistening.
massive.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's so many memorable scenes, and there was a lot of really big-time actors in that film.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, then the second one came, and it was even more cheesy. You know, it had fucking Danny Glover, but the second one's a really good, I mean, it's a Predator movie.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit cheesier Predator movie.
Yeah, and not only that, but it opened up the world to Alien vs. Predator.
Yes. Which, unfortunately, was done terribly, because the AVP comics of the mid to late 90s and early 2000s were all really, really well done. They were all really good stories. A lot of the AVP fiction, there's a lot of novels, a lot of different shit. It's all really, really good stuff.
Did you ever play Alien vs. Predator Extinction?
Yes.
Fun game.
Yeah, that was a really, really fun game. I think I was the only person renting it from Hollywood Video for like 3 years.
I was the only person renting it from Blockbuster in Delphi.
Yep. But so we got two really bad movies, and then we get Predators, and it's like, okay, you know, the franchise, we've breathed a little bit of life back into it. We're taking a different path as far as story goes. Let's see where this goes. And then we get Shane Black's The Predator. And it's just fucking the trailer is shit.
Yeah, on the note of Predators, there are two movies since I've been an adult that have done the exact same thing. Predators and Godzilla. They both have these trailers.
Oh shit.
Which show a major actor that they are the absolute draw to this movie. Okay, cool, Godzilla, but Bryan Cranston coming off of the Breaking Bad fucking hype. Holy
I
shit.
didn't go see Godzilla for Bryan Cranston.
I did because I love Bryan Cranston. I loved Breaking Bad.
Godzilla's been around since the fucking 50s.
I know. I went for Godzilla too. Godzilla too because I'm a huge Godzilla nerd. But go back to Predators. Who's in the fucking trailer? Mr. Lawrence Fishburne.
I like that you said Mr. Show that guy some respect.
Yeah, god damn it.
But I didn't go see that film for Lawrence Fishburne. I went and saw that film to watch Predators
yes,
fucking kill
of course,
people.
obviously. But you think he's going to be like, oh, he's this badass like veteran who's been on this planet for years. Nope. It's just like the most unfulfilling, disappointing cameo, essentially, ever.
But it's actually really good writing. It's really good misdirection because you make all the fans think, oh man, we're gonna have a guy that knows how to fight back against these fucking things, not just brute force. You know, he's actually doing shit to win. You know, and you come to find out that he's actually just scum.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He's just a fucking scavenger.
Maybe he was badass at one point. But
maybe not.
Just being there for so many years.
Mm-hmm. He obviously killed one of them.
Yeah.
So anybody that kills a predator is a badass.
Yes.
But yeah, back on track. I am going to see the film in theaters. I know for a fact I am.
I am too.
I'm going to go into this film with AVP level low expectations. I know the film is going to be better than that.
You know what this trailer made me think of?
What?
This I got a super Alien vs. Predator Requiem vibe from this trailer.
Yeah.
Like, that is exactly what I was thinking the entire time I was watching. I was like, this feels like AVPR.
Well, here's part of the problem. We already know the plot of the film.
Yeah.
This predator gets drawn to Earth because the kid finds a box full of predator shit, which just magically was there in his attic. And
I thought it got shipped to him or something.
I thought he found it in his
It looked
attic.
like it got delivered to him.
Either way, he opens a box of predator shit, calls down the predator ship inadvertently, and
it almost makes it seem like he's controlling the ship with that little...
I think he is.
That's funny.
But the predator that's in this film, from the synopsis and all the shit that I've read and heard and seen people talk about, this variation of the predator goes from planet to planet, gene splicing itself with whatever strongest critters on the planet are, so it can be even more badass of a hunter.
Like this, just this one specific.
It's just one predator. But everything, and we talked about it when we did Nerds at the Roundtable. I brought up Predator as a franchise.
Yeah.
At the time, everything that we were reading was that there was a predator that was going to ally itself with the humans to fight back against this super predator. So I don't know if now we've just forgot about that or they completely wrote it out of the movie. So
We're just gonna have to see.
it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
I'm not excited for it.
I'm excited for it because it's a Predator film.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just the same that I was excited for Prometheus because it was an alien film,
Yeah.
even though it wasn't an alien film.
Yeah,
And then
I don't
Alien
know.
Covenant, even though it was kind of a half-ass alien film.
Okay.
These are two franchises that we need to succeed.
So you triggered me just a second ago. I'm holding it within.
Thanks for joining us, Jennifer.
Yeah, thank you. So Prometheus, Ridley Scott claimed that he was going to make a sequel to Prometheus, and while it is still in the Alien universe, he said that he was going to keep going farther away from Alien.
Yes.
So what does he do in the sequel? It's straight up an Alien movie.
Ridley, and I brought it up when we
Cool,
did Nerds of the
Ridley.
Roundtable. Ridley Scott is a diva, I feel like. I feel like he's a very difficult guy to work with. When you're the producers, the budget people, and Ridley Scott says, "Well, I need this much money," and you're like, "Whoa, we can't do that. That's a lot." And Ridley Scott looks at you, one of the greatest directors of all time. I need this money. You give him that money because
Yeah.
you know he's going to make gold, and then he doesn't make gold. And it's like,
I guess.
what the fuck happened there, Rid?
I guess it's better than James Cameron. I mean, I love James Cameron, but like, hey,
He's no different.
hey, I need to make an expedition down to the Titanic. Like, yeah, I need money for that. I don't. Do you really need to go down? Yeah,
I kinda need to go to the
down to the Titanic. Which is cool. Like that's really awesome. Knowing that those shots were the actual Titanic.
Right.
But anyway, back to Predator. Like I was excited for it. I saw the trailer. My excitement has waned
Because of the trailer.
Yeah, because of the trailer. Like I said, I'm still gonna go see it because
My-
I like going to movies.
Well, there's that, definitely. My recommendation, especially to Predator fans, don't watch the trailer.
Don't do that.
Legitimately, do not watch the trailer. You will almost certainly spoil it for yourself. Just go watch the film.
I guess
you were
the,
already excited to see the film. Just go watch it.
The protagonist, or so he seems, is one of the antagonists from Logan. And I don't like
Guy
him.
with robot arm.
Yeah, I don't like him. I don't like his stupid accent. I don't like his stupid face. He's got a stupid face.
You're triggered.
I'm not excited to see this movie, but I'm going to. Yeah. It's AVPR 2. Predator Requiem.
Don't say that. Come on, man.
Predator Requiem.
I fucking hate you.
Shall we go into one of your rants or talk about something else?
I'm going to save one of the rants for a little bit.
You want to go on a rant?
I'm going to go on a rant, but I'm going to save
You're going to save it, okay.
I'm going to save the one I have planned for a little bit.
All right. So we just discovered that they're tearing down Chauncey Hill Mall today.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of knew that they were because I'm pretty sure that's where they're putting an apartment complex with a Target underneath it.
Really, a Target?
It's going to be a small one.
Yeah.
But it's basically just a Target grocery store.
Oh, okay.
With like,
you know, that area
Purdue clothes
kind of
and
needs
shit.
That area kind of needs that, something like that.
Well, see, I disagree. That area, you should not put a fucking apartment right off of a busy street.
No.
That needs to be what it is right now. It's got a Taco Bell, 3 bars, a hot box fucking pizza, and a Quickie Mart. That's what it needs to be.
If you ask me, I think the whole thing needs to be a Five Guys.
The whole fucking thing?
The whole fucking thing.
I'm not obsessed with Five Guys, man. Every time I eat Five Guys, it fucking tears my gut up for like 4 days.
Yeah.
Every fucking time.
But okay, so there's that. But what about when you ingest it? Like, how is that?
It's delicious, but so's fucking Taco Bell, and it doesn't cost me $21. So,
I wish we had a Five Guys over here.
yeah, but just driving over there makes it that
Jennifer,
much more satisfying.
you are 100% right. Jennifer says Hot Box can go. It's trash. I wholeheartedly agree. I hate Hot Box pizza.
It's not. You have to find the pizza that you like. So for a long time, don't make that fucking face. My wife is one of the pickiest fucking eaters in the world, and when I order a Hot Box pizza, I order pepperoni and feta cheese pizza, and it is fucking delicious.
I've had their pepperoni.
It is good, okay? Their breadsticks are good. Their breadsticks are the best fucking breadsticks you can get in this shithole town.
I was told that exact same thing, that the breadsticks are bomb as fuck. I have to disagree.
You got to get them when they're fresh.
I don't know if they're fresh.
You got to get them when they're fresh.
There's a child outside yelling.
It's probably that child that I almost fucking ran over.
They're playing hide and seek.
I'm going to see if it is that fucking kid that I ran over. Be right back.
that you ran over.
Allegedly. I'm going to yell at her.
Shane, fuck off. I don't like Hot Box, and my stance remains firm. Who cares? We care because we're talking about it, all right?
It's not the kid I almost ran over, but it is the posse of children that I almost ran over.
I didn't hear about this.
Well, I said she was with a group. They always group up.
But
Squad?
yeah, so like I'm pretty bummed about them knocking out that plaza because I mean literally the only thing I'd go, okay, cool. Where else is gonna be gone? Awesome. I hate that bar. That bar sucks.
I've had some. Okay, no, there's two. Well, shit. There's two bars there.
There's Jake's.
Jake's.
Jake's isn't bad.
Which one's the one closest to Hot Box? Is that Jake's?
That's
Yeah.
Jake's.
Jake's is all right. Where else? The only good thing about Where Else is when I was going to campus, you could literally go in there and buy a case of beer for like $6 and take a whole case of beer to your fucking table. That was about it.
Gotcha.
Along the same lines, Brothers is probably my favorite campus bar to go to.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've never said, "Hey man, let's go to Brothers." Fucking Monday nights, they have 50-cent Rolling Rock cans, and I get down with Rolling Rock. So I'll fucking smash some 50-cent beer on a Monday night. But Wednesday night, they have all-you-can-eat fucking chicken wings.
Ooh.
But they don't start serving them until 9 o'clock. And their kitchen is smaller than this room. So the line is out the door.
Gross.
The last time I went there, a gay couple paid me by buying my chicken and like my next 4 rounds of beer. So if I would let them stand in line in front of me, because I was towards the front, and I was like, sure, come on. And we had like we were doing shots and shit. Yeah, right in the fucking line.
Jennifer says Harry's will always be the best.
Harry's is a fucking shithole.
Harry's is only good to the people that like used to go to Purdue.
I
think she used to work at Harry's.
Harry's is like, I'm vegan. Yeah, let's go to Harry's. I'm vegan. Fuck off.
I've never gotten that impression from anybody that says they love Harry's.
You haven't been to Harry's when I've been to Harry's. Then.
I've never been to Harry's.
There is a lot of fucking douchebag people in there.
Probably
every
now.
single day.
My uncle used to go there. My uncle's a pretty cool dude.
Cool. Great story, Blaine.
Yep. No, like literally the only thing I'm bummed about that plaza is just Five Guys. That's the only thing I go to. Yeah, but I'm pretty happy that that at least Where Else is gone. Because now I don't have to listen to my girlfriend asking me to go there.
Yeah. Miranda, stop asking him to go to that bar. It's a dump.
Just campus in general. I'm not going to go to campus bars. Especially the Cactus. Fuck the Cactus.
Yeah, fuck the Cactus. But Brothers is cool. Jake's is cool.
Yeah, I have no...
That's about it.
I have no issue with Jake's.
Especially, like, the last time my dad was in town, Skylar was getting a tattoo. So, and it was a really, really long session. It was like 5 hours long. So, like, every 45 minutes, my dad and I would leave the tattoo shop and go to fucking Jake's or Brothers.
Yeah.
Fucking get beer, and then we would walk all the way back to fucking New Breed.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I go to New Breed. New Breed is good people.
Yeah, so
Erica is good people.
Jennifer does bring up a good point. They're giving him a year to relocate. Maybe we will get a Five Guys on the south side.
I hope so. Anywhere in Lafayette. I'd be happy anywhere in Lafayette. Then I won't have to ever go to West Lafayette for anything.
I have to go to West Lafayette a lot. It's a superior town to this shithole that we live in.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Lafayette. I don't like the traffic, but I like Lafayette.
I don't like Lafayette. But I've also lived a lot of other places.
Yeah. I've lived here in Delphi. So
Good. I don't think I brought any gold stars with me.
any golden banana stickers?
No.
Damn. Never had a good time at the Cactus. Fucking been puked on more than once. Friends getting arrested. Fuck the Cactus.
The last time
says Shane Reed.
The last time I went to the Cactus, I tried to fight some guy just because he was wearing salmon-colored shorts.
That's fair.
And I'm pretty sure I got puked on that night too, which is why I tried to fight the guy in salmon shorts.
I've never been puked on there. I've only been there once. Never going back. I had fun that night. Don't get me wrong. But
Oh my god,
it was a Halloween night, so everybody was dressed up and
slutty.
Yeah, I was single, so I was on the prowl. I guess
You were the creepy fuck that was
Yeah.
like prowling around the dance
Yeah.
floor, like.
Yeah, I was Captain America Deadpool, and
God,
Andy
you're a
was
douchebag.
Captain America.
Who had the shield?
He had the shield. I came up with the idea afterwards that I should have painted a trash can lid, and because I was looking in through my like shirts and stuff to see what I could pair with my Deadpool costume, and I came across like a sleeveless like American flag like tank top, like skin tight tank top.
A
So I-
medium like you normally wear?
Yeah, so I just threw that over. No, this was I think small. Like
Whoa.
somebody gave it to me because it was too small on them and it was too small on me.
Whoa.
So, yeah. That was a fun night, though. Aside from the Cactus being the Cactus, but
Right.
I did have fun there that night. But I'll never go back. I'll never go back.
Inadvertently, you will end up back there at some point.
Probably. Hopefully, it's a Halloween night because that was a fun night.
Right. What's next on our topic docket list?
Are you ready to rant yet?
Nope. Let's get another topic under
I
my
thought.
belt.
Don't you have some topics?
I do. We have a video to watch.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have a video. to
So
watch.
yesterday we had yesterday evening we had a trailer drop for an upcoming Mark Wahlberg movie called Mile 22, and I didn't realize that Mark Wahlberg was in it until the thumbnail loaded, and I thought I'd just check it out and see what it is, and it actually looks really good. So check this out.
Only going to outline this one time. 9 pounds of radioactive isotope is missing.
It's enough to make 6 major cities uninhabitable.
He knows exactly where it is.
Stop where you are, sir. On your knees. Get out.
What do you want?
I want out of the country.
He's wanted for espionage. We're talking about a corrupt, low-level cop.
You're sitting here indicates he's not so low level.
Be careful. You fucking be careful.
Do you have men wandering our embassy?
You good there? Can I trust you? Put me on a plane to the U.S. and I'll give you everything.
To go. This is no watch operation. The goal is deliver that package to here, mile 22.
Look, you know the king this is.
Take a drive.
Great guys me by what I'm about to go through. Got bikes, Dougie. Rain. I'm trying to beat life cause I can't cheat death. Contact, major contact. Requesting hand of God.
Got it. Take it.
Rain.
How many miles angels can only stay on the ground 10 minutes. They miss that window, they are dead.
Keep coming to me to kill us all. Is that the game today? I'll play.
Everything I seen made me everything I am. Pray. Fast forward, freeze frame on my pistol. Pray.
You're chaos. I think I might be worse. I am a killer who looks like a hero.
Pray.
You feeling calm, Alice? Not even a little. Are you?
I'm totally calm.
That's because you're mentally unstable.
Thank you.
I think this looks really good. It's got
Yeah.
it also not just Mark Wahlberg, but it has
John Malkovich.
John Malkovich,
Lauren
Ronda
Cohen.
Rousey, the girl that plays Maggie in Walking Dead.
Lauren Cohen. I thought I saw Ronda Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'll go see it.
Because we like going to the movies.
Yeah, we like going to the movies. Using that good old movie pass.
Oh shit! I need to activate my free trial. We can't. Can we use it for IMAX?
We're gonna find out. Actually, I don't know because I got the tickets actually pulled up, ready to buy. It's gonna be like $60 for all of us,
Hell yeah!
but like $15 a piece. Sorry, Shane. It's over at least. Yeah, looks interesting. Jennifer says, "Why is it I find Lauren Cohen a bigger badass than Ronda Rousey?" Well, I couldn't tell you
Yeah, I can't answer that
because
question.
Ronda Rousey, despite being overhyped nowadays, is still pretty big badass. I think.
Yeah. I don't appreciate this comment from Ethan Henderson. Oh my god, another Transformers movie. Because I think this looks better than all the fucking Michael Bay Transformer movies sucked. All of them. The first one, all the way to the last one, they all fucking sucked.
Man,
Every one of them. Fucking blue dicks.
I've liked all of them except for the third one. Not saying this is not me saying they're good. This is me saying I like them.
God, they fucking suck.
But like here, I liked the first one, but I was like, man, like when they were fighting, you couldn't tell what the fuck was going on. All you saw was grinding gears and sparks and lens flare and shit. and then the second one came out and it answered all of my prayers. I actually got to see robots fighting rather than robots fighting and all you see is gears grinding and the occasional robot face.
Pacific Rim gave me robots fighting too.
Yes.
And it wasn't lens flare and shit. And Michael Bay.
Jennifer's mad at you because she loves the Transformers movies.
You thought Alaska was an island, so we
Yeah.
can just agree to disagree because the
yeah.
Transformer movies fucking sucked, asshole.
Wow, we brought up the Alaska thing again. This is like 3 shows in a row, I think.
Yeah.
We brought up Alaska.
I'm gonna hold that against her forever.
Good.
You
Good.
watch your tone with me, Jasmine. Like I said, I got a different name for her tomorrow.
I can't wait to hear it. Are we gonna get a preview now or okay? Damn.
During the meeting, she will be referred to as her new name.
So since we've gone to recording day before the episode drops, the other day I asked Nate for like the Journey into Comics like login information, so I could like I wouldn't have to edit, send it to him, and all that shit. So I asked him for the login. He never gave it to me, and I remembered that. So I gave him my laptop, and then suddenly all my bookmarks disappear. Because I think my Chrome was still logged in. I was still logged into my Chrome, and he just deleted all that, all the bookmarks I had. And I'm like, fuck. So I had to reassemble all of my fucking bookmarks by going to the websites, trying to remember which ones were which.
Right. All those good Pornhub videos.
Yes. And then so I see he has JourneyIntoComics.com bookmarked. I'm like, that's how I knew. I was like, fucking Nate. Good old Pod Daddy Nate. So with that, it had the login information saved. So I'm like, sweet. I can just log in now. Don't need you, Nate.
A little bit of corporate espionage there.
Yes.
I said espionage.
Espionage.
God, I'm a fucking idiot.
Bye, Shane. It's been real.
Thanks for joining us again, Shane.
Yeah.
We always appreciate your patronage.
If only we could appreciate your patronage.
Yeah, you could
Patreon.
You can tithe these balls. Shots fired.
Tie these balls. What?
Tithe.
Oh. I'm having a slow day, man.
Every day's a slow day for you.
Whatever.
Belligerent fuck.
You're a fuck.
No, you. Gotcha.
We're really blasting through my fucking list of topics.
I'm kind of letting you burn through yours before I get to mine.
Oh boy, one of my topics is a rant for you that you told me to write down. So we'll get there when we get there, I guess. Last week they dropped, or Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover, dropped the video for.
This is one of the things I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, he dropped the video for "This Is America."
Mm-hmm. And he's refusing to talk about it.
Good.
He will not explain his vision with the video. He won't explain any of the imagery. His exact words were, "You make it what you think.
Mm-hmm.
You make it what you want to make it. I don't want to talk about it because it takes away from what it is." And
I like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I like that a lot. Because I mean, there is a lot of symbolism in there, and then there's just so much you can take away from it, and it's a statement on basically like the last however many years.
Well, there's imagery of death, and there's imagery of people putting gun ownership over human lives, as gun ownership being more important than human life. I don't agree with a lot of what's in his video, but I've also lived a different life than Donald Glover, and I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's his right to make what he wants to make. And, and I appreciate him staying true to, I'm not going to dive into this and dissect it because that's up to you to do,
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate that. But like I said, I don't agree. There's imagery in the video for Jim Crow and death, and like I said, the gun ownership shit, and I mean, like I said, I don't agree with most of it, but I've also not lived that life.
Yeah,
I have a lot of strong opinions about things that, no matter how I justify my opinions or explain and try and discuss with people, like a lot of the things that we've talked about on the show, the first reaction people have is, well, you're a racist. I'm not a racist. I don't look at people as black, white, purple, brown, orange, rainbow. I don't give a fuck. You are a person. You are either a good person or you are a bad fucking person. So if you are a bad person, bad things happen to you. If you are a good person, maybe bad things happen to you. That's life. Life is not sunshine and rainbows, folks. I'm sorry.
No.
I have a lot of strong opinions about how the media goes nuts with police killing our black youth. Part of the problem with that statement is it's not the police killing our black youth, it's the police killing our youth.
Yeah.
And that goes even farther to a lot of the rants that I've had. If a police officer tells you to cease and desist, put your hands on your head and lay on the ground, if you comply, nothing will happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
If you lay on the ground and do nothing, do exactly as they say, more than likely, nothing will happen to you. I would rather take a above 50% chance than a below 50% chance. And I have not always had good interactions with the police. So
yeah, it's rough to think about, and it's rough to kind of sit there and argue some of that stuff. Because, I mean, it's there.
That's the sad thing, though. We shouldn't be arguing it.
No, it's there, and sometimes it's unfair, and sometimes it's like, well, that person may have been asking for it.
Yeah.
And, it's so easy to comply and instead of resisting, because, resisting, you're challenging something I've seen videos of like people fucking basically challenging officers.
Yeah,
And
don't
it's
do
like,
that.
It's like, what the fuck did you expect? Like this guy's like, I don't have to roll my window down. I don't have to show you my ID. I don't have to, like, I know my rights. Blah, blah, blah. Like, these are white people I'm talking about now at this point. Like, fucking the super crazy, like, Second Amendment people. Fucking, yeah, I brought it up.
Triggered
maybe
immediately.
not exactly the Second Amendment people, but the people that are like, they're like all about, like, I know my fucking rights and all. Like, just because you have rights doesn't mean you have to exercise them at every fucking moment you have.
Part of the reason I have some of the opinions that I do, especially when it comes to the police, when my dad was stationed in Germany, to get on and off base, you had to show ID. You had to go through a checkpoint. Every base we've ever been to, and in Germany at the time, most of the bases have been decommissioned now, thanks to our government. But the German military are the ones that operated the checkpoints because these were all joint commands with the United States military and the German military. So every now and then they would stop a random vehicle, make you pull off to the side. They would get you out of the vehicle. You would stand in a yellow square. Yellow square was about half the size of this room. If you stepped out of that yellow square while they were performing their search of your vehicle, they had the right to shoot you in the fucking face. So I was a 10-year-old kid when this happened, and we're standing in the square, and I'm being an annoying fucking little kid, pestering my dad, who just wants to get this checkpoint over so we can drive on to base, go to the PX and get groceries, and then drive back off base, because my dad always lived off base. So we're standing in that fucking yellow square, and I dropped something, or I went to fucking just meander about, and I stepped out of the square, and every single fucking person in that checkpoint was on high alert because it was right after 9/11. You know, this is big shit.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to die. That's part of the problem I have with us and police interaction is people always put the person that is interacting with the police officer as the victim immediately, and they do not consider the police officer a regular human being. They woke up that morning, got ready, or that night to go to work, and in their mind, they wanted to go home exactly the way that they came.
Yeah, of course.
So I will tell you right now, if somebody walks up to me and tries to break into my truck while I'm in it, that motherfucker is going to get shot in the face. If a police officer is interacting with a perpetrator or a suspect, or however you want to say it, a person that is potentially caused a crime, they have the ability to do that police officer harm. If you feel threatened, beat that motherfucker to death. I'm sorry. My life is more important than your life.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
That is human nature. That is life 101. But, you know, so back to the story, I step out of the square, everybody's on high alert. My dad fucking grabs me by the back of the shirt, fucking yanks me back into the square and starts apologizing to everybody. But they could have shot me without question.
Oh, yeah.
They had the right to. They had every right to. I made a mistake. We have to be accountable for our mistakes. Yeah. Right, wrong, or indifferent. But we have to be held accountable.
Think of it this way, though. You were just like a 9-10-year-old kid. Like,
Blaine,
why?
where in the world are there 9 or 10-year-old kids as soldiers and terrorists?
Not in Germany.
You don't think so?
No, I wouldn't. I would be honestly shocked.
Germany has over the last decade, has had one of the highest influxes of Middle Eastern refugees.
Yeah.
Actually, over the last 2 decades, to the point where there's actually more refugee-born people living in the country of Germany than there are natural-born Germans.
Well, I don't know. I would think of it situationally. Like,
every day in the majority of Africa, the majority of Middle East, there are children that have bomb vests strapped to them that walk into buildings and blow themselves up, whether they had a choice or not.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. I don't know.
I don't look at it as situational. I look at it as black and white. You assess the threat and you terminate the threat. Is it a threat? Yes or no? Do I terminate? Yes or no? Done. Simple as that. It's the way I look at it.
All right. I kind of disagree, but at the same time, I agree. How I am to voice and to word that, I don't know, like how to voice my thoughts on this. But Tyler's dad is in the chat.
Stay in the square. That conversation that I had with my dad after we got onto base was not very pleasant for me because I made a very dumb decision. And but that's why I make this argument so much that we need to hold ourselves accountable, number one, but we need to teach our children and our friends and anybody that we can to be accountable for their actions, because right, wrong, or indifferent, I could have died that day because I stepped out of a yellow square. Life is not a difficult thing to lose. Mm-hmm. You know, I can walk out. That little girl could have ran out in front of me when I was driving down the street, and I could have ran her fucking ass over. It happens. It's life.
But, you know, you're completely right, though. I mean, when it comes to an officer telling you to do something or thinking that you are guilty of something, it's not hard to just if you're innocent, then fucking just do what he says. Yeah. And it'll all be over. Like, it's not that hard. Don't just because you're innocent, don't fucking be prideful and be like, fuck you.
Yeah,
it's very easy for us to do that.
Yeah, and I get that. A couple years ago, I got pulled over in a DUI checkpoint, and I hadn't had anything to drink. I was underage at the time, and the officer stopped me, made me pull my vehicle over to the side. He stopped me in the checkpoint because like 100 yards before the checkpoint, I swerved in between lanes. And he's like, well, why are you swerving? And I was like, well, I dropped my drink and I reached down to grab it. Well, do you mind if I search the vehicle? No. Go ahead. Do you mind if I breathalyze you? I'm underage. That doesn't matter. And it was me being a smartass, but it is absolutely correct. It does not matter what age you are. A law is an imaginary thing.
Yeah, you can still drink at any age.
And he asked me again, do you mind if I breathalyze you? No. And he breathalyzed me and he searched my vehicle. He did not tear the vehicle apart. Yeah. Rip the fucking steering wheel off and turn the vehicle upside down. He just casually went through it and he said, okay, here's your license. I'm going to let you off with a warning. Pay better attention to the road. Go about your night. Okay. And away I drove. That situation could have been very different. Yeah. Based on my reaction. No, you can't search my vehicle. Okay, well, you have to wait until I get a drug dog here, and then now you don't have a choice. You know? Just comply.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
You know, I am so anti-government and anti-establishment and all this bullshit all the time, but I have respect for police officers because they get paid a very small amount of money to do a very difficult job. Their lives are in jeopardy every day. Just comply.
I remember a few years ago, there was some chick. She here in Lafayette. This is, you might remember this. It was, I think, around 2013, 2014. Okay. Some chick was, I guess, it was a late night traffic stop, and everybody in the car, I believe, was sober, but they stopped him for speeding or something. I can't remember. And she was in the back seat, and the officer asked her to show ID, which she didn't have to do. She was not the one driving. You don't have to show ID to a police officer unless you are driving and they pull you over. But she was in the back seat and she didn't have her ID on her, I guess, if I remember correctly. But so the officer took that as refusal that she was refusing to comply, which she didn't have to comply to anything. She wasn't driving. And he, like, apparently ripped her out of the car. There's video of this shit, too. I've seen it. It was fucking... It wasn't good on the police officer's part.
How was her reaction to him asking her for ID, though?
I don't know. They didn't have that. I just saw the video of her getting ripped out.
See, that's the thing. There's a lot that we do not see. If you are the officer...
if I remember right.
And you walk up to my vehicle, and you say, can I see your ID, please? And I say, no, because I don't have my ID on me. Can you step out of the vehicle, please? I'm just gonna pat you down. And if you pat me down, and you pull my wallet out, and I have your ID, then it's irrelevant whether or not you needed to see my ID based on where I was sitting in the vehicle. I'm not lying to a police officer. What else am I lying about? That's probable cause. If I'm lying to you about something as minuscule as a fucking ID, that's probable cause that I'm lying about something else, and there's something else in the vehicle. So then it becomes a problem. Mm-hmm. You got to have tact. Yeah. You got to know how to speak to people. You cannot be a fucking dickhead all the time.
Yeah. And like I said,
not that I'm defending this instance.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been 5 years. I'm only remembering just what details I've said.
I don't remember this at all.
So I think it was. I'm trying to remember the officer's name. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, the situation seemed pretty fucked to me, and I'm usually pretty in the middle when it comes to officers and then brutality and or and all that. So like I'll see shit and I'll be like I'll try to look at the situation the best I can and just decide whose side I'm on. Mm-hmm. I do have a tremendous respect for officers, no doubt about that. But like we
need to say this because there is a caveat to that. There is a lot of shitty police officers.
There are.
There is a lot of scum police officers.
I've met a few,
but that does not. There is a lot of scum people, but that does not mean all people are bad.
Yeah.
My dad brings up a good point in the chat. It is the court's job to determine if you're innocent or guilty. It's the officer's job to bring you to the court.
Yep.
The officer is doing what they're dictated to do. So you either comply or you don't comply, and you either get beat with a nightstick or you don't. That's the way I look at it. I'm going to say it again. If an officer says, if you do not lay on the ground, I'm going to tase you, and then you will lay on the ground, I'm going to lay on the ground. I don't want to be tased. I don't want to piss my pants. I don't want to shit my pants in front of a bunch of people. I don't want to be fucking tased. Just lay down.
Yeah, that's all it takes. And like I said, like I am one, depending on the situation, but like if someone at work were to be like, hey, you did this, and I know I didn't, or so I thought, I would argue with them and defend myself. Like, fuck off, no, I didn't. But like a police officer, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck they say. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, you watch so many videos, or at least especially with the media, when an officer is apprehending somebody and they say, and they've got him they're trying to get him in handcuffs, and one of the first things they ask is, do you have any weapons on you? Yes or no? The person normally doesn't answer. So the officer goes to the next step. Do you have anything sharp or dangerous that's going to poke me when I put my hand in your pockets? The person normally doesn't answer. What's the next step? The person reaches towards one of their pockets.
Fuck no, you don't do that.
If I'm a police officer and I'm telling you to put your hands in a certain place and you reach for one of your pockets, I'm going to assume that you're trying to stab me or shoot me, and I'm going to shoot you right in the fucking face.
Yeah.
And it's every time I watch these videos, they say, keep your hands right here. Whether it's on your head or behind your head or in front of you, clasped in front of you. Or I've seen them make them put their hands on their shoulders before. Put your hands where I can see them, and don't reach for anything. The first thing a fucking person does is reach for one of their pockets. Don't fucking do that, man. I mean, you're asking to be shot.
Yeah.
Why? I don't get it. What's up, Andy?
The officer does their best job to establish some form of, control of the situation, to establish some sort of boundaries between you or between himself or herself and you, or whoever. So it's like, all you got to do is just follow those fucking simple steps.
It's following directions.
Yeah. All you got to do. And setting those boundaries and setting up that control of the situation, anything goes outside of that,
yes,
they are going to feel threatened. So, yeah, I get it. I get that.
Where people don't like to listen to the law.
Bam.
Yep.
It's their way of, I'm right, you're wrong, and you're a cop. I hate cops. That's all it is.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Andy laying some knowledge on us.
Yeah.
With a quick cameo.
Unfortunately, like we live in a society where cops are like really painted very poorly.
Well, yeah, there's such a poor disposition towards police officers right out of the gate.
And it doesn't help that we live in the age of mass communication, mass media, like where everybody has cameras on their phones. Everybody can record anything at any time. So we do see a lot of bad apples.
Absolutely.
We do see a lot of bad situations,
and there
that's
is
scary.
There is a positive to that.
Yeah, it's scary.
We get to weed out the bad apples.
Yeah, but it's scary how much of it is going on.
People are inherently bad, Blaine.
Yeah.
People are not inherently good. We are a warring, cruel, survival #1 fucking race of people. It's exactly what I said a minute ago. If I'm faced in a situation where you are threatening me, or could potentially threaten me, my life is more important than your life. I'm going to terminate the threat. Done. Handled. So, we don't talk about all the psychological damage that police officers have throughout their careers of service. You know, how many of us can say we walk into a meth lab and see children that are fucking newborns addicted to meth, starving to death, on the floor, in fucking diapers that have been shit in for a week, you know? How many police officers go into fucking, especially here in the Midwest, meth houses where there's fucking dead kids?
Yeah.
You know?
It's fucked.
Our brains are not made to handle that shit. We wonder why a lot of police officers are so quick to go to the step of violence. Well, no fucking wonder.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know that yesterday they could have watched a guy fucking blow his brains out. You don't know. We're fucking people. Give people the benefit of the doubt.
So in that case, of where, say, an officer were to witness that, wouldn't they have to go through some psych eval to get back on the streets or something like that?
Yeah, they're supposed to, but that doesn't mean that you're fixed.
Well, no, obviously
you don't just
not.
Fix that,
but
know?
The next day, have them back out like.
It was an exaggeration to get my point across. You understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I'm a little like Drax sometimes. Things, metaphors, and goes over my head. But yeah, I get you now.
Look at things like in Tippecanoe County specifically. Whenever there's a 911 call, police show up, an ambulance shows up, and the fire department all show up. That is their. Fuck, I was a first responder and I don't remember the term, but that's how they're dictated to do. They have to do it.
You were a first responder?
I was, yeah.
For what?
My job.
What was your job?
At Tate & Lyle, you fuck.
Oh, okay.
But
what? I thought you meant like you were like some sort of officer or something like that. Like...
No, I was a state licensed first responder.
Oh, okay.
But so I mean, think about people. Police officers have to show up to a house fire. And they get there, and it's like, fuck, the house is burned down. The whole family was inside of it, and they fucking burned to death. You know, that's not something that's like, oh, we'll give you a psych eval and get you out next week. That's like, better luck next time.
Yeah.
See you at work tomorrow kind of thing, you know? And I hate to paint it in that comedic light because obviously it's something tragic. And, you know, fires are something we've talked about on the show for the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
But fucking life sucks. Give these people the benefit of the doubt. Treat them with respect. They'll treat you with respect. You know, and I'm naive enough that I've had interactions with people that have been police officers that have been combative with me initially. And by the end of our interaction, they're polite and they're happy and they go about their way and I go about my way, you know? I've been drunk in public. I've never got a public intoxication ticket. I've never been arrested for being drunk in public.
Yeah.
You know? It's all about how you communicate.
It is.
Once communication breaks down, all fucking, you know, it's all off the table at that point. So, I gotta get another beer.
I do too. I'm thinking,
You don't want me to surprise you again?
I'm thinking fresh fruit. I've been dying for that one. Dying to try it. check that out. We got fresh fruit milkshake IPA infused with mangoes and vanilla. Check that out.
Skylar, every time that I've been involved in a 911 call, all three have showed up. So, thank you, Dad. It's standard operating procedure. I appreciate that in the comments there.
So this beer here,
Pineapple, fresh fruit.
not much. No, mango.
Oh, mango.
Mango. Not much of a scent. I'm not getting any aroma at all. So
You want to smell my balls just to make sure that your nose didn't quit working?
maybe.
Okay, that's fair. But before I taste that, I want to say that I really enjoyed the ripe nuggets. I thought all the hops and the mango and pineapple was a very good blend. Mango is not a flavor that I normally crave.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, pineapple is, but I thought that blended together very well.
Yeah, I really like the ripe nuggets. Very juicy.
All the fucking nuggets are good, man.
Yeah,
I haven't had a bad one.
Go ahead. No scent.
I just get beer
aroma?
smell.
I didn't even get that. I got nothing.
Yeah, I just kind of got beer with sour milk smell. You can definitely smell the lactose, I think. That's really good.
Yeah, you definitely taste the mango.
Yep. You get the mango up front and the pineapple in the back. It's a party all around.
There is no pineapple. It's literally just mango.
God damn, it's vanilla. That's what it
Okay.
was. Vanilla is what I meant to
Your
say.
dad says fruit doesn't go in beer. Well,
Dad, I can tell you that fruit definitely does go to beer because you love Weiss beer, and
Oh.
we've drank a lot of that together, and that's legitimately fruit beer. So I shouldn't be correcting you because you're my dad, and you're more of a beer expert than I am.
honestly though, like
This is really good.
a lot of these beers that we've had from 450 North have all had some form of fruit in them, and it's not exactly. It might not exactly be like straight up fruit like the Berliner Weisses,
Right.
Like the Slurpee series, but you know it's got like fruit juice or something.
I really wish I could bring a lot of these 450 beers that I've had down when I come down for Memorial Day. This is to you, Dad, because they're all really fucking good.
They're so good.
I honestly, out of all the 450 beers that I've had over the last 6 months, anyway, I've only had 2 that I didn't like, and honestly,
One of them was involved fruit.
one of them involved fruit, and it was really gross. But yeah, and my dad says the banana flavor comes from the yeast. He's talking about a Hefeweizen, and that's correct. There's no fruit in a Hefeweizen. But yeah, I'm gonna hand this back to you, and then I'm gonna open the other
yourself one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
because that's
this one.
really fucking good.
I like it. It's like I said, the mango. It really pops out.
You know, one of the reasons I like going into this craft beer journey with you.
Mm-hmm.
They're all tall boys,
Hell yeah.
all of them. Have you had any Shiner beer?
No, I haven't.
Okay, next week I'll bring some Shiner beer.
Okay.
To try. Shiner, you've heard Shiner Bock.
Yeah.
It's a Bock beer, which is a German beer. But it's out of a town called Shiner. It's out of Shiner, Texas. And
That makes sense.
they make really fucking good beer.
They for the longest time on the Rooster Teeth podcast, they would always have Shiner Bock on there.
Shiner Bock's a really good beer.
I'd like to try it.
When I was in the grocery store last week or 2 weeks ago, I can't remember. But they had kind of one of those party packs of bottled beer that comes in the cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
But they had like 4 of their new beers, and like the 5th beer or maybe the 4th beer was an IPA that they were making. So I meant to grab one, but I got sidetracked and didn't. But I'll try and find that party pack, and then I'll bring one of each, because I think you'll enjoy them.
It'll be nice. As much as I love 450, it'd be nice to drink something else.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's especially on the show here. It's been 450 or BrewLink,
and that's how it's been on. Brews
and then we had shit like fucking Wild Blue, which was fucking nasty.
Another blueberry bullshit.
Skylar and I were in the grocery store last weekend, and I spent at least 20 minutes in the beer aisle trying to find a 4-pack or a 6-pack of something to buy to bring onto the show, and everything. You know, I found a couple that were really intriguing from breweries on the West Coast, but they were all like $22 fucking 4-packs.
Gross.
And I'm not buying $22 fucking 4-pack of beers, but they were IPAs that were really intriguing, but they were only like 4% alcohol. So if I'm gonna drink 4% alcohol, I'm gonna drink fucking Tecate. I'm sorry. You know, I'm gonna drink my daily beer. I'm not gonna drink my fucking dessert beer. You know.
Yeah.
If I'm looking to get fucked up, I'm gonna drink Tecate, and then like every 2 or 3 beers, I'm gonna have fucking one of these and just get fucking toasted. So, this is kind of a shout out to Nick Maxon. I hope you hear this. I want a fucking field day this year at the fucking Doom Room compound, because I got invited last year and unfortunately I couldn't go.
Are we gonna get the VIP tickets?
What do you fucking think?
All right.
I'm gonna show up with no pants on and a fucking mohawk.
I think we are doing a party bus down there. No, yeah, we're doing a party bus, but we got to get our own tickets.
Oh, you're talking about to the corn maze?
Yeah, to the corn maze.
Yeah, I think we should do I mean, unless the whole bus full of people doesn't get VIP tickets.
Well, that's on them. That's.
But that's the thing. We get it an hour early. If we don't get there an hour early, it would be wasted money. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, we would get there an hour early though. Like we would, but the rest of the people that didn't get the VIP would have to sit there and wait.
Just hang out on the party bus and get fucked up.
Yeah, honestly. And you know, I was gonna say the difference between a regular ticket and a VIP ticket is, aside from price, which I think is just $15. $15 more for a VIP. You get in an hour and a half earlier, and that is when the breweries within the maze are tapping their specialty beers.
Yeah, which I really want to check that out.
Oh, we're gonna.
My dad asked in the comments, do you get any No Label or St. Arnold? I have seen both of those in store. I've never picked them up just because, personally, I don't go to the liquor store that often. It's fucking amazing. Now that we can buy beer on Sundays, I don't go to the liquor store half as much as I used to.
Yeah.
And because I have a beer fridge full of 450 beer, and other than Tecate and, you know, like wine and shit for Skylar, I really don't buy a lot of beer anymore, but just because I have such a backlog of 450 and I don't want that shit to go to waste because it's expensive anyway.
And all the 450 beer that you have is special release days.
Yes.
So you're not going to be able to get it again unless they re-release it and we somehow get our hands on it.
And, you know, I almost feel fucking regret when I drink one because
you know you're not going to get it again. Because I'm not,
especially like I gave you my last pot of gold. Man, I really wish I wouldn't have fucking gave that to you because
now I'm not going to give it back.
Right, you're not going to give it back, number one. But number two, that's legitimately the best 450 beer that I've had.
Yeah.
That's my... Okay, let me rephrase that. That's not the best 450 beer that I've had, but that's my favorite 450 beer. I really dig Platinum Nuggets. I think that's kind of my second favorite.
Yeah.
Because I like the blend of hops a lot better than you do.
Yeah.
But, you know, if I could get a hold of fucking powdered nugs or golden nugs again,
honestly,
you know, I think those would definitely take the cake. But I had those the one time.
I really wish that having tasted so many different beers since powdered nuggets, which I've been saying like, oh yeah, powdered nuggets was my favorite. Powdered nuggets was my favorite. I really want to try it again.
Yeah.
and see how it holds up.
See, and I actually liked golden nuggets more than I liked powdered nuggets. Yeah. But I loved them both. Don't get me wrong. But you know, we say it every show, especially when we get into really good beer. 450 is kind of the fucking gold standard of beer for us.
Yeah.
As far as craft beer goes.
And to me, that used to be Three Floyds, and not no more.
Three Floyds does Alpha King, right?
Alpha King, Zombie Dust.
So I really liked Alpha King, and then now it's like, okay, I'm not afraid to try any of this shit because I don't feel bad if I say I don't like it. You know, the blueberry fresh fruit was disgusting. The 420 juice that we tried last week, I didn't like at all.
I liked it. I stand by it. I liked it.
I obviously I have some in my refrigerator. I'm going to try it again.
Yeah.
Later. Maybe I'll like it a little bit more. If I don't, I'll give it to you.
I'm okay with that.
Or we can trade or something. But part of what I like about doing this craft beer thing, and don't get me wrong, for a long time I said I would never fucking drink craft beer regularly. I'd had some Dogfish Head stuff. I'd had some breweries from out west, just kind of one-off stuff, and Sun King. That was about it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I still like a lot of the stuff Sun King makes. I think I'm one of the only people in our friend group that actually likes Sun King stuff.
I think Nick has tried others that aren't usually commercially available, and he said they're pretty good. I have yet to try those.
They're successful enough to stay open, and they fill growlers for like $4 on Fridays.
Oh.
So, you know, I don't have a growler, but I've thought about buying a couple and cruising down there on a Friday to fill some up. But, you know, I wear this fucking 450 hat every week. They've fucking sold me on it. They do such a good job. They're not a gigantic operation.
No.
But they fucking make really good beer.
They are getting bigger, though.
Yes.
They are expanding.
Yep, which is really cool, especially, you know, we got to see them when they were small.
Yeah.
And now
I just want that pizza again.
Yeah,
that pizza was fucking good.
Pizza was good. Their breadsticks were good. The whole thing was good. The whole experience was good, even though we froze our fucking dicks off.
At first.
Right.
You know, what's awesome is we're not gonna be able to get down there probably until we are on shutdown.
Well, for a release.
Yeah, for a release.
Who's to say we don't go down there on a Saturday to check out the winery and pick up whatever brews they have in the cooler?
If we're gonna do that, I suggest we do it the day after a release.
Yes.
That way some of that beer might still be there.
In the cooler, yeah.
Yeah, or at least on draft.
Right.
Yeah, I'm very excited to head down there. I'm not excited about the actual drive there.
I'll drive next time.
Okay. Yeah, that was a long drive.
My dad says I have a no label jalapeno ale for you.
Oh,
I look
boy.
forward to trying that.
Oh boy, I wonder if that's it's an ale. Yeah, I don't know, because Nick, he made a Ghost Pepper IPA last year for LaFiCon.
My dad says no label Black Widow will rock your world. I'm pretty sure the last time I was down, I tried one of those Black Widows. It was okay. I think now that my palate has developed a little bit more for the craft brew, I might enjoy it a little bit more.
What kind? Do you remember what kind it was?
No label. That's the brewery.
No, I mean what kind of craft brew?
Oh, I don't fucking remember.
Yeah. We'll find out soon. We'll find out soon. Stay tuned, folks.
Yeah, next week.
How far is 450 from the... Ooh. That is a cool thought. Skylar says, how far is 450 from the IMAX theater? Probably about an hour away, honestly.
I would only say like...
It was an hour 45 to get there. Almost 2 hours.
To Columbus?
To Columbus, yes. Yeah.
It wouldn't. I don't think it'd take. I think we could get there in 45 minutes if you let me drive.
We'll see.
I planned on you driving, by the way.
Oh, to the IMAX?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Gas mileage, bro.
True.
And car seats. You don't have car seats.
True.
I do.
True. All right. I hate driving.
God. Well, why don't you just let me drive, but we take your cross track?
Oh, boy.
I'll fucking cruise down there, no problem. I should have been a race car driver.
You want to go fast?
If you're not first, you're last. Okay. I have to bring this up again because this fresh fruit is really fucking good.
I still don't think it's as good as the pineapple one. But
I never had the pineapple one.
Yeah, you did.
When?
We tried it at the 450
Oh, yeah,
takeover.
you're right. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely not as good as the pineapple one. That one was really, really good. But this is definitely a close second to that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I agree.
Because out of the three, I've tried nasty fucking blueberry one, this one, and the pineapple one. And I only had one of the pineapple ones. So.
Yeah, this one, while I like it, and I like the mango flavor, I felt...
It's very subtle.
It is, but it pops out enough for me that
Mm-hmm.
and it tastes good. But the pineapple just blended so fucking well.
Yeah, the pineapple was really
everything.
good. Nice. Did you just get derailed?
I don't know, like
Did you? Are you in an entirely different dimension now?
yeah, because I'm now the idea of going to 450 North is in my head, and I'm just like, oh yeah.
Well, when we finish the show, we'll fucking map quest it and see how far it is.
Okay. So
Because who knows if they're even open that late on a Saturday?
Ooh, yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that. So Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate got announced for North American release on the Switch only. No more 3DS.
We called when we were leading up to Monster Hunter being released for all the major consoles and PC. We called that eventually the Switch would get its own Monster Hunter. If it wasn't Monster Hunter World, it would be something else, either a past title or a new title. I was really happy to see this because there's a lot of people that have switched. You see what I did? You see what I did there? They have went balls deep with the Nintendo Switch, and they kind of want to stay that route. And I don't own a Switch yet. I'm going to probably pick one up this holiday season. I look forward to when I do, just because of, maybe it'll finally be a kind of handheld thing that I like. Sony announced today that they've ceased Vita game production.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, maybe this will kind of keep handhelds going with the Switch and the 3DS and shit like that, obviously. But I obviously never got to play Generations.
I briefly played it. I got the Generations 3DS.
What I'm worried about is that people will play or pick up Generations for the Switch and they're like, man, this game's kind of weird.
Yeah, because
it's not really what everybody's been telling me that Monster Hunter World is, and why would they make games so differently? And then people don't realize that Generations is an older game,
an older iteration, an older. The way Eric's Gaming put it is, it's really just it's not there for the newcomers. It's there for the people that have been playing it for years and years and years. Which I'm on the fence about getting it. I feel like I'm going to regardless, and I'm going to get a Switch to do that. But I'm on the fence about it because since Monster Hunter World came out, I love Monster Hunter World. They fixed almost all of the issues I had with the original game series. All the quality of life issues.
Well, we both put in over 150 hours.
I believe I'm at 118.
Okay, well, we've both put in over 100 hours of game time, which is a lot of game time when you work 5 days a week.
Yep.
Monday through Friday. That's a lot of game time. Especially since the game only came out in February.
Yeah.
Here we are in May. We've put in over 100
Eric's
hours.
Gaming, he's at over 1,000 hours on it.
Right, but he does that for a living.
Yes, he does it for a living. You're right.
But we don't need to get sucked into Monster Hunter World, because if we do, we'll start now and finish the show with it. But they definitely put their foot in the right direction with that game. And like I said, the only thing I'm worried about is that people will pick up Generations for the Switch, because they can't get World for the Switch yet. I'm going to say yet, because I don't think
it will.
I think they will eventually.
I don't think it will.
They're putting it on PC. They're going to put it on the Switch too. It only makes sense.
I don't know.
It won't be as pretty, because
No.
it'll be maxed out at 720 resolution.
Yeah.
But, I see them doing it eventually.
I think I'll get Generations, just simply because I miss being able to be portable with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it would make, and just the simple fact that it's MH3 Ultimate, except you can play it, that you don't need two separate consoles to play, either portable or on a TV.
Right.
You can just do it all in one. And so if you're on the go, you can play it portable. If you're at home, well, you can do both if you want. So I was not a fan of Monster Hunter Generations. They added the fighting styles and hunter arts and stuff, and it was just too much for me. And there was just way too much. They nerfed too many things to make it easier, I guess.
Accessible.
No, not even accessible. They made it easier so that you could get into those things. Okay, so that's accessible. They made those new features accessible by nerfing other things, and I didn't like that.
Okay.
Because I also didn't. I tried out the new things, and I wasn't honestly a fan. I didn't need them. I switched back to the regular style. The guild style is what it's called, and I just went to town for the little time that I did. And
can you kill a Kutku?
I believe Kutku is in there.
All right, then I'm getting it.
Kutku, they brought it features over 93 monsters.
Because we still haven't got Kutku in Monster Hunter World, and I'm kind of pissed off about that.
Yeah, I know. But it features 93 monsters.
Also, I want to bring this up. I watched some test footage for Monster Hunter World from 2015-ish.
And it had Lagiacrus.
It had Lagiacrus in it, and I'm kind of pissed off.
I am too. They said it wouldn't work for this world, and I'm like, I literally just watched the test footage, and it does
Yeah,
work.
the motherfucker swam across the ocean. How does Devil Joe work, but Lagiacrus does not?
Yeah. I mean, they got
It's fucking bullshit.
You got Giratodos, who just swims around
in the lava.
Yeah,
you're
that's Lavazia.
Right, you're right.
I mean, it's perfectly possible to put fucking Lagiacrus in a little swamp area.
Well, who's to say that they don't?
Water area.
They don't just spend a week making another area that's got a big lake.
Yeah, that you don't even need to. There doesn't need to be underwater combat.
No, you can fight him on the beach.
Yes, exactly. Which he was much easier on the beach, but they've
underwater
updated
combat was cool about the first 3 times that I did it.
Yeah,
and then after that, it fucking sucked.
Just underwater anything sucked because it was very difficult to maneuver. It was very difficult to just move.
Well, especially because we were playing on the Wii U.
Yeah,
that was fucking sucked.
I played on the Wii U. I played on the 3DS.
Either way, they both suck.
I got the special controller attachment to add a second analog to your 3DS, and I can't sell it. I just have it now. I don't have a 3DS, but I have that fucking thing. But no, underwater was stupid. I hated it. But
it was cool to explore. That's about it.
Yeah, whatever. It was cool to fight like smaller scale things, but when it came to like Cadus or Goldbeard Cadus, those battles sucked. They were not fun boss fights. You have this very, very incredibly large creature, larger than anything else in the game, and it sucks to fight because you're underwater. If you just play offline only, you fight regular Cadus. If you play online, then Cadus or Goldbeard Cadus is like your gateway to G rank.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I never fought Goldbeard. But yeah, so I hope to see Monster Hunter continue to do well.
Oh, me too.
On both or on all platforms, because the PC port is still not out.
No, it's not.
That should be here in August, I believe.
I I think when that drops, we're gonna get another update with something
I would hope so.
because they're gonna have to have something for the PC people.
Yeah. Probably be another
That's personal computer, not fucking
politically correct.
yeah. For the PC
it'll
people.
probably be like another harvest event where they open up all the events at the same time.
But they
And
might
then-
say that for the fall
And then
later on.
throw an update. You know what I mean?
Mhm. I hope we get another. I know we're gonna see another Kolv tear off siege. I feel like I want another monster added in.
I want
Kutku.
I want multiple monsters added in.
I think they could add Kutku and
I want to fight Zenogre.
Zenogre would be cool.
There's a lot of talk about Zenogre getting added to the game. So
It'd be fun. We need something new. I'm ready to play it again. I want to play it again.
And that's you and I have both kind of given it a break, obviously because of God of War and everything else going on.
I've played it a little bit here and there since I got God of War.
I'm trying to scramble through my backlog while
Yeah.
I'm not playing Monster Hunter, so I can get some really badass games knocked out while I have time. But it's summertime, man. I want to be outside. I don't want to be sitting inside playing video games, even though I want to be sitting inside playing video games. So I have a fucking video game addiction. But
yeah, video games are going to be hard for me coming up this summer because I have a girlfriend and she's got kids, and all of them love to be outside. And I've been looking for an excuse for years to actually like get outside more. But I've never
to handle your tilapia meat,
but I've
complexion.
never had the will to actually just go outside and do things.
Well,
when I can be in here on Facebook and stuff.
I also kind of helped you with that with our camping trip
Yes.
that we're gonna plan here soon.
Yes,
I'm gonna make Blaine fucking survive in the wilderness.
which I'm completely okay. I
He
love
will
doing that
die.
shit. I love doing that shit. Don't say I'll die because I like doing that shit. Given like as a kid,
Have you ever started a fire with a bow drill?
No,
I have.
I have not. But yeah, I love doing that kind of
Have you
stuff.
ever drank your own piss?
I'm not gonna do that.
I didn't ask if you were going
No,
to.
I
asked
have
if you
not.
had.
I'm not going to.
I'm not gonna say
Unless
whether
unless faced with a fucking legitimate survival situation.
I'm not gonna say whether I have or not. Or I have or I have not. I'm gonna let you as the audience decide whether or not I've drank my own piss.
Would you ever send a dick pic where your dick is inside a hot dog bun?
Okay, so we talked about this a little bit earlier in this week, and I kind of have to look at this from two different directions. I can honestly say, without a shadow of a doubt, I have sent 2 dick pics in my life.
Yeah.
I'm 26 years old. I have sent 2 dick pics.
I'm probably right around that spot too.
After those 2 dick pics, I realized I should never send a dick pic to anybody ever again.
Yeah.
And
there's nothing attractive about a penis. I'm sorry. Like, I'm a guy, so
I don't know.
I'm
I
not
don't know.
attracted
Every
to
now and
penis
then you see a
anyways.
big veiny triumphant bastard that looks like, yep, that guy's got it going on. That's not me, folks. My dick's like a toothpick that got snapped in half and is soggy.
Soggy. Wow.
Imagine.
That's a descriptor right there.
Imagine soaking a toothpick in water for like 4 or 5 days after it's been snapped in half. That's my penis. It's like a poppy after it blooms in the summertime. Anyway, I was friends with a lot of girls in high school, and I was also a prostitute. But I realized that girls were getting dick pics from guys, and all they did was talk shit about them, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, there's the other. That's the other side of it.
Whoa!
It's like
all they do is make fun of this guy's dick, and like he was proud of it when he sent it to him, and like, hey, look what I got. It's for you.
I was gonna say, like, I've never really.
It's like,
to me, like, I've never.
I don't want to be that guy.
I've never understood the point of sending a dick pic to somebody. Therefore I haven't.
If I text you at like 12:31 this morning and say, hey, send me a picture of your dick, it's like, why do you want to see my dick at 12:31 in the morning? I I want to see your dick.
Okay, if a chick asks
Send me a dick pic.
If Miranda
Yeah, I'm
asks
not
me,
saying me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying a person in general.
Yeah, okay.
Just imagine me as a binary, gender neutral, fluid binary. But if me as a person text you at 12:31 in the morning, like, send me a picture of your dick. Why do you want to see a picture of my dick? Just send it. Like, more than likely, that person requesting the dick pic is with a group of people, and they're like, look how fucking gullible and dumb this guy is. He's going to send me a picture of his dick.
If Miranda were to ask me for a picture of my dick,
You don't do that.
I would just be like, no, you can come here and see it. I'm with you. I've sent probably 2 dick pics my entire life, and
That's about it. You don't fucking send dick pics.
there's just no reason. Like,
Here's what's really sad, and I hate to interrupt you, but I have to because it's really sad. We are a part of the millennial generation, unfortunately. I have a lot of the mentalities of people that should have been alive in the 50s and early 60s kind of blended together. But I had to explain to a coworker of ours why he should not send people dick pics like 4 or 5 times in the last couple months. And every time, he just doesn't fucking understand why you don't send people dick pics. At the same time, I have to explain to him why you don't have sex with a girl unprotected. And when I say unprotected, I mean without a condom. I don't mean with birth control. I don't mean I don't mean the pull-out method. I mean fucking prophylactics. If you're gonna have sex and you don't want to have children, regardless of whether or not the girl is on birth control, wear a fucking condom. Be fucking smart. Because you can get someone pregnant while they're fucking on birth control and on their period at the same time.
Also, PSA, you can get a chick pregnant with pre-cum.
Yeah.
Very possible.
Semen.
Very unlikely, but possible still.
Semen.
It'll get you pregnant.
We need to do that commercial. We need to film that YouTube video. Pre-cum. It'll get you pregnant.
No, just semen. Just semen. It will get you pregnant.
Good God.
Episode title. Semen.
It will get you pregnant. I like that. Or tilapia meat.
I'm going to go with semen.
Tilapia meat and semen. They will get you pregnant. Episode title. But, yeah, so dick pics, man. Don't send people dick pics. If you want to send somebody, okay, I need to go farther with this PSA. If you're going to send someone nudes of yourself, understand that you are now turning over ownership of that material to that individual.
Yeah.
So if you do not hold this person in the highest fucking standard, and you have a falling out or anything, or they're just legitimately a shit person, eventually someone else is that you do not plan on seeing you naked is going to see you naked. So, you know, I don't really want to bring up the archive, but there was a thing when I was in high school called the archives, and a lot of fucking naked people. So, I mean, don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't want to be seen naked, don't send it.
Yes.
Don't
even fucking take naked pictures of yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't want us to be seen naked, don't do it. It fucking pisses me off when people are like, here's my phone, look at this picture. Oh my God, don't swipe right. You'll see something that I don't want you to see. All right, look. Number one, don't fucking hand me my phone, or hand me your phone.
To be fair, why are you swiping at all?
Stop.
Why are you swiping it all on somebody else's phone? Like,
wait. I was going to say that.
Just go. Go.
If someone hands you a phone, don't fucking swipe through it. It's not your business.
Yeah.
They want you to see one fucking image and go about your day. Hand the phone back. Be polite. Thank you for showing me that picture. Let's move on with our day. Let's go to the zoo. Let's fucking rip a bong right now. Let's go eat some Five Guys. Let's do something other than me invade your privacy and fucking swipe through your phone.
Nice callback to earlier in the episode.
Thank you. You like that. So, yeah, I mean, human beings are fucking garbage.
Yeah.
The best thing that could happen to this fucking planet is our extinction. Think about it. Think about that, though.
I don't know. I like my life.
No. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that I want the extinction of humanity. What I'm saying is the best thing that could happen to the Earth
Oh, yeah, by
is the
far.
extinction of humanity.
Yeah, we suck.
Yeah, we fucking suck, man.
We suck.
I love being alive. I love my child and my wife and my family and you. You're my life partner, and I love beer and food.
Spoiler alert.
Uh-oh.
How do you feel, Tyler?
I don't want to go, Blaine.
I don't feel good either. Fuck! What have I done?
We're both going. We're still here.
I like how I gurgled. like that wasn't a thing.
You're
at all.
turning to dust, but you're gurgling at the same time, like you've got some acid reflux. Tilapia meat.
Like that's like the generic death sound.
It's time for me to go on a rant. Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So a coworker and I were having a discussion earlier this week about Oprah becoming president. And we were talking about Oprah and, Kanye West running for president, and just in general, celebrities running for the presidency. And I have a lot of problems with a lot of this shit in general. Number one, I don't believe in government. So I'm just, for anybody that's new, I'm an anarchist. Anarchy is not chaos. Anarchy means without master. We should control the government. The government should not control us. Yada, yada, the whole spiel. Listen to our back episodes. You'll understand my stance on government.
There's 36 of them. Now 37.
Yep, now 37.
I think 20 something of them you're on.
Yeah, I think I came in at episode 11.
Hell yeah, you did.
But, so, though I personally believe that celebrities should not be allowed to be president due to my political beliefs, I agree that celebrities should have the ability to be president. And I justify that because when this whole fucking shindig was decided, presidents were supposed to be regular fucking politicians. We're supposed to be regular people.
Yeah.
So the president and his family lived in the White House and did shit day to day. And all the other politicians, the congressmen and the senators and yada yada, the fucking mayors and the governors and all the shit, were supposed to lead regular lives. And when the president said, I want to call a Congress, then all the people went and they had fucking Congress and they did government shit. And then the other 90% of the year, they were regular fucking human beings providing for themselves, providing for others, doing shit that regular people do. And very early on, we got away from that and people started becoming career politicians. And I have a problem with that. There should be term limits on everything.
Oh, fuck yes, there should be.
Everything. And they should be very, very short. Very short.
4 years?
Less than that.
Really? Okay.
Less than
either
that.
way, yeah.
Immediately less.
Honestly,
than that.
I'm okay with 4 years, but less than that.
Less than that.
Okay, sure. Like
every 2 years,
every
2 years, get a fresh perspective. Okay, if you're a Republican, and like I am a.
Okay, maybe not exactly. So 4-year term limit, like one term, you're done. Maybe 2 terms.
I would say 2 terms, you're done.
2 terms, you're done. Every 2 years, however, you're up for election.
Yes. Yeah. So if you're a congressman, if you don't get, like, if I don't come to you and say, hey, man.
What's a term? 4 years? In this case?
Why not 3? Let's say 3.
So 6 years total, but every 2 years you're up for election.
Yes.
So that'd be 2 election cycles because at the 6th you're done. All right.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Honestly, I kind of want to go with the 4-year term, but that way we get.
So you're saying
chances.
every other year you're up for election?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that one better actually.
Because then, I mean, you're still on the chopping block.
The reason I say 6-year terms is to give you time to actually do stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm still naive enough that I still believe that these politicians need time to do shit, even though they don't need time to do shit. But back to my soapbox. So politicians were supposed to be regular people and then be politicians when we needed them to be politicians, but the other 90% of their life was being regular fucking people. We quit doing that a long time ago, and then back all the way to the beginning, to the point of this rant, is politicians as presidents, and female presidents specifically. And I'm going to preface this with, I am not sexist. I do not believe women are inferior to men. There is somebody that's going to listen to what I'm about to say and say, well, you just fucking hate women. I don't. So
I'm glad that you're smart enough to preface things.
So don't take what I'm about to say out of context because of your opinion of, gender roles and all that bullshit, gender inequality, which I don't believe in because it's not a thing. So we were talking about Oprah. And there's a lot of scuttlebutt about Oprah running in this next election and how Oprah is going to be the one to topple Trump and she's going to take down Trump and she's going to bring the United States to the promised land. And Kanye West is talking about running for president and he jumps sides and it's Jim Crow and it's a lot of the stuff that we talked about when we were talking about This Is America. And Kanye West is a terrible person because he's not educated and he doesn't know what he's talking about and blah, 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 blah. Here's the problem that I have with Oprah Winfrey as president. And it's not that she's a woman. I'm going to say this again. It is not that she is a woman. I think that anybody that has the intelligence and the drive and the commitment to the United States and the education, I want to add that, and the ability to lead should be a politician. They should have our interest in their best interest. Or our well-being in their best interest would be a better way to say it. The reason we have not had a woman president, in my opinion, as of 2018, is not because of male supremacy. It's not because of female inadequacy. It is because you have not had someone that is worth...
It's of the individual's adequacy.
Yes, thank you. So my coworker was listening to me, and I went on my soapbox, and in my opinion, if we want to put a female in charge of this nation, and I like the way that you put it, they're not in charge of the nation, they're the face of the nation, and yes. I really appreciate you saying it that way.
Because they're just the head of the executive branch.
Correct.
That's all they are. Which the executive branch is.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. They're the face. They're an ambassador to other ambassadors of the world, and so unfortunately, we have a very poor ambassador. He can okay, so they're the face.
That can be taken. That can be taken a lot of different ways.
It can.
And I'm not going to argue about Trump because we're talking about the president as a whole.
Yeah. So the president can propose laws. They can write it up, and it's got to go through shit. But overall, they can't pass it. It's got to go through, and
unless it's executive order,
which those have gotten way out of hand.
Right.
The executive order has way too much power.
I'm looking at you, Obama.
Yeah.
We had a Fourth Amendment once. We don't have one now. But so the idea that I proposed to her, it's hard to listen to, and I'm going to warn everybody again. It's hard to listen to because it sounds very sexist. We have not had a woman that is up to snuff, and I hate to use that phrase, but it's not. There's not an easier way to say it. We have had Hillary Clinton and Sarah Palin, and I'm not going to go through a whole list of women that have tried to run for president, but we have never had a woman that has, number one, the ability to lead. We have not had a woman politician with compassion and true love for the American people and accountability and responsibility and all the things that make up a good person. And I feel like, in my opinion, we are going to get a female president. My wife comments in the Facebook chat, Leslie Nope. Make my fucking fish, Skylar, for
That's
the love
hilarious.
of God.
That is hilarious. Miranda and I are going through Parks and Recreation right now.
Is Miranda enjoying it?
Oh, hell yeah, she is.
Good.
Of course I am. That's one of my favorite shows ever.
One of my surprises for Skylar this summer was her and I are going to sit down and do Parks and Rec together because she's done it multiple times. I've watched bits and pieces. I've watched enough. But
I like fishing. It's like yoga, except I get to kill something.
Yes. Back to my soapbox. So we, in a nutshell, we have not had the right candidate. And I think truly, if we are going to find that right candidate, we need to look in the high ranks of the military.
Yeah.
We need to look at high-ranking female members of the military who know discipline and self-sacrifice and responsibility and accountability and compassion, because you have people under you that you want to be successful, you want to come home safe, but you want these people to come home safe more than you. That's why you're doing the job that you're doing. It's not to make more money. It's to do the right thing. And the reason I believe this is, personally, I believe that everyone should be required to join the military, which is very contradictory to a lot of the kind of doctrine that I preach, the mantra that I recite monthly, that, no one should hold power over us because of being human beings. No one has the right, but especially with our youth, our generation and the generation before us, a perfect example is Germany. So Germany has went through 2 major economical crises, 2 major world wars, got their shit kicked a couple times, done some very atrocious things. They've pulled themselves up by the bootstraps and been the most profitable and wealthy nation in Europe pretty much since the 50s. Late 50s, early 60s, they're the fucking ones. Up until the last couple years ago, I'll say I think it's the last 6 years. Up until 6 years ago, every person that was a German citizen at the age of 18 was required to either submit for conscription, go to college, or do a public service. So you had 3 choices when you turned 18 and you graduated from high school. You could join the military for a minimum of 2 years, and I don't remember this 100%. I think it was a minimum of 2 years, so don't take everything I say as fact. So you could submit to the military for 2 years, re-enlist as you wanted to, and have a career. You could go to college and get a degree and then do whatever you wanted. Or you could join a public service, and that is working for a charitable organization or doing construction, doing shit like that. So it's either defend the country, be educated so you can further the country, or support the country where it is now. And it worked.
Mm-hmm. The only country I know that is mandatory armed service is Israel. There might be more, but that's the only one I know of.
That's the easy one, definitely off the top of your
Yeah.
head. Germany had choices, and that's why.
Yeah.
that's why I pointed out Germany and not Israel, because you have a choice when you turn 18. When you become an adult, you have a choice.
Israel is mandatory.
Mandatory, man, woman, doesn't matter. So somebody that is a high-ranking member of the military has obviously dedicated their life to that cause, and there are very, very good, educated, responsible, accountable people in the military that we don't even know exist.
Yes.
Because they are just doing their job and they're going home, and then they're doing their job and they're going home, and that is it. They're not there. They're not trying to put themselves in the limelight all the time. And I have to say this again, it's nothing against women. It's nothing against Oprah Winfrey, because Oprah Winfrey is a very educated individual.
Very successful, educated person.
Very
yes.
successful, very educated, very pro-life.
Yeah,
Not as far
yeah,
as abortion, but,
I know what you mean.
but just as being
Living.
living, thank you.
Experiencing, yeah.
Oprah Winfrey is not cut out to be the president of the United States, and she should not. She should not be.
I don't know. I would love all the random handouts. Like, you get a fucking bailout. You get... Nah.
Please say you were kidding. You fucking triggered me hard.
I want a bonus. I want some free shit. Kidding. You gotta work for your shit. Unless you go on Oprah.
Jennifer, our number one fan, brings a perfect question. She says, why does it have to be the right woman, but not always the case for the man? I would say that is because the political environment is dominated by men.
Yes.
Number one. Number two, and this goes to support my disagreement with gender inequality. The amount of women choosing politics over any other workforce. So we'll say the medical industry. The medical industry is dominated by women. That's by choice. That's not by you're not forced to join the medical industry as an employee. You're not forced to join politics. This is my opinion. It's not fact. It's not something that I've researched, day and night heavily. This is just an outsider looking in. My plans were originally to join the military and then become a politician. So, thankfully, I didn't become a politician. Unfortunately, I didn't join the military.
It'd be really cool if you did, though, because I'd have a politician on my show.
Yeah, you would.
If I had met you at any point.
Yeah.
Because I still think we'd be life partners.
Yes.
Then I could influence the world.
You could be my assistant. You could bring me lattes and jerk me off when I'm in a dry spell. But so back to Jennifer's question. This is definitely one of the instances where life is not fair. The political climate is so dominated by men, especially elderly men, that it's hard for women to get involved due to lack of education. Let me rephrase that. It's hard for anyone to get involved, especially women, just because they don't have a desire for politics. They would, excuse me, and that is changing more and more. More of our generation, specifically, is getting involved in politics, but I don't think. It's not that I disagree with, well, we're going to vote a man in before we vote a woman in. And your most recent comment, they hold women to a higher standard. I agree and disagree with that at the same time. If Hillary Clinton was Bill Clinton, if they just switched bodies and they were the same people, I would feel the same way about Bill Clinton that I do about Hillary Clinton. I have a very poor opinion of Bill Clinton because he flies to underdeveloped nations every year and fucks 13-year-old girls on the taxpayer's dime, nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares.
A lot of people don't know.
A lot of people don't know because nobody cares. The people that do know
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that. You know, the fact that a lot of close people to Hillary Clinton during the election ended up dead because they had information about Hillary Clinton and they were going to talk about that.
Good old Hillary.
I have a problem with that. I'm anti-government, but I'm also very conservative at the same time. If I have to have government, I want it to be conservative. I want it to have... not everything needs to be free thinking and expression. So, though I agree with you, I disagree with you at the same time because it's a problem that we hold women to a higher standard. I agree. The problem in itself is that we have low standards to begin with, and that's why I brought up the military woman to begin with, because that's a person you can legitimately hold to standard.
Yeah, and trust.
And trust. Well, not necessarily trust. It depends on the person, but
Yeah. But to an extent, you can trust them.
so earlier I said I think everyone should join the military. The reason I brought that up is because above all else, if we as a population are not directed towards military service, I think it should be a requirement of all politicians to be former military service men or women.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think we would solve a lot of issues before they began if it was that way. And, you know, a lot of people listening to this are going to say, well, it would just fuel our military-industrial complex. I'm sorry, folks. The military-industrial complex has saved this nation. You know, why did we survive the Great Depression?
War.
Weird. We went to war. Why were we partly in the Great Depression? Well, we went to war, and we made some bad decisions. So what do we do to make more money? Well, we go back to war. The important part of that is, number one, we survived a financial and economical crisis. Number two, we went to war for the right reason.
Yeah, we went to war, and that created jobs. That created, like, steelworking jobs.
It created lots of things. It fueled
manufacturing
industry.
jobs. Yes, exactly.
So we survived the Great Depression because we entered World War II.
And what happened when we went to war with Iraq? A lot of contract jobs opened up over there. Security jobs, contractor jobs, building.
I have a problem with the Iraq conflict.
Well, yeah, we all fucking do.
I have a problem with it because I'm educated about it, not because we went there for oil and weapons of mass destruction.
I'm not saying anything about that
I
end
know.
of things. I'm saying we went over there.
It's right.
And
war fuels economies.
And
that
all
is,
of a sudden,
that is the world's economies, not ours.
Yeah.
That is the world.
Yeah. So we go over there, we destroy a bunch of shit, and then we're like, "Hey guys, we have this company right here that will they'll build it. They'll rebuild your shit for you.
We can rebuild them.
Oh hey,
We have the technology.
you need oh hey, your construction company that we just gave a contract to Iraq. We have security service for them. We could send over a security service of former Marines. Blackwater. Fucking.
Don't get me started on Blackwater and private military contractors. But so,
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Right.
I'm interested.
The point of my whole rant tonight, and the reason it's not me throwing heritage and and rage like I normally do when I rant about something, I strongly believe that women have every right to become president, just the same as men do.
Yes.
I also strongly believe that all politicians should be prior military service. I also strongly believe that to hold that office, you should be worthy of it. And since the 40s, we have not had someone worthy of, or excuse me, since the 50s, we have not had someone worthy of holding that office. Our nation is a shell, a shadow, a fragment, a long-forgotten memory of what it could have been, of what it could be. And we perpetuate that cycle because we're the millennials. We're the people that are the most educated generation in history worldwide. But we are shunned at every turn because all we care about is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and our smartphones, and we don't want to work for a living, which I'll get into next week. But life is unfair, and I hate to say that, but I honestly believe that we have not had a candidate that is good enough, that is the Excalibur, so to speak, to show everybody that this fucking position actually means something. And the reason I brought this rant up to begin with is because I believe the first female president that we have is going to be that person. I believe that the first female president that we have is going to be the one and only person that's going to put this nation back on track. After, 50 years of unqualified men fucking it up.
Yeah.
So that's why I prefaced this with a lot of women are going to think I'm being sexist with a lot of the stuff I'm saying, because they're not going to listen all the way to the end when I say that the women are going to be the ones that fucking save us all.
Yeah.
So,
Baxter says, "What's up?"
What's up, Baxter, you fat fucking piece of shit? Did you lay in the sunbeam today? Did you fucking dry your balls off in the sun? You don't even have any, but you thought about it. Fucking cat. I miss that cat.
We had to relocate my cat the last couple of days because my house has been being shown, and
couldn't lock him in a box.
No, the cat is not on the lease, and neither was the dog. So we both had to find new homes for him. And
gotcha.
Luckily,
been there, done that.
Luckily, the cat has a place to stay until I move in July. Thank you to Amanda Collins.
Yeah, thanks.
Who is a former guest of the show. Hopefully, we can get her on here again sometime.
When was she on here?
She was on before you.
Fucking
back
bastard.
In early November.
Yeah, let's get Amanda on here.
Hell yeah.
She can bring Baxter for a cameo.
Oh shit, yeah. But luckily, she's keeping him until July because we have gotten, I think, 5 different showings of the house this week.
Make my fish!
And yes, Skylar, make us fish! Yeah, so it would have been super annoying to okay, showings are done this week, let's bring them back, and then hey,
It was really good.
hell yeah, it was. Hey, we're gonna show the house again. So, we're gonna show the house again. You're gonna. So fuck. I gotta find another place. Nope. So, but yeah, I had a really fun Monday because I got the notification. Hey, we're showing your house on Wednesday at 9 a.m. I'm like, oh, cool. I guess I'm gonna have to find a place for him to go. And then I was like, but I at least have 2 days to do it. Then shortly after that, I get a notification saying, hey, we're showing your house tomorrow at 1 o'clock or whatever. I'm like, well, fuck. So I started reaching out to people. I reached out to my buddy Scott, who's also been on the show, Amanda's brother, Scott. That I reached out to him, and he says, yeah, we could try it tonight. And then he suggested Amanda. I'm like, oh, why did I not think of that? That's an awesome choice. So I asked her, she said yes, but she had inspections at her apartment complex. I'm like, fuck. So I still had to find a place for him to stay until Thursday. So Scott offered, I brought Baxter over to Scott's. he immediately reacted to their 2 cats, the smell of their house with their 2 cats, and he was like meowing constantly, and he was pissed off, and he was not happy. But we left him there.
Is he still wounded?
Yes, he is. He's all healed up, but it's still, you can still see it.
He still carries the mental scars.
Yeah. So we go get some Five Guys, come home, eat. We're watching an episode of Game of Thrones. It's like literally like the last 10 minutes of the show, and I get a text. Like, I'm all ready for bed after the show's over. And it's like 10:30 at night. They live at least 20 minutes away. And I get a text saying, "Hey dude, it's not working out. The cats are not having a good time. He is not having a good time. He's tearing up my door that we have him stuck behind, and like you need to come get him." So, and luckily Amanda offered for the night to take him because her inspections weren't until Wednesday and Thursday. So I went. She said she could take him Monday night, but I would find a place for Tuesday and Wednesday. She'd pick him up Thursday, and then so I go drive all the way out to Scott's place, pick him up, drive him all the way to Amanda's, and then at that point I'm like, okay, well, I at least have to sit here for a good 10-15 minutes to make sure he's okay here, make sure he's settled here. So that's another like 20 minutes, like on top of the drive over there, that's another 15-20 minutes that I'm there. It was a late fucking night, and I already knew I had to be up early in the morning, so yeah, that sucked. But luckily, she talked to her management, told them, "Hey, I'm going to be watching a friend's animal during your inspection period. It's only going to be for like a couple days. Is that okay?" And they were like, "Okay, sure."
That's cool.
And she's watching.
It's cool that they worked with her.
Oh yeah,
because normally
definitely.
they won't. You know.
Definitely. So like, yeah, luckily she's keeping Baxter until July when I move in with Joe. And I can't thank I can't thank her enough. Like, you're awesome for doing this for me.
Amanda, come on our show in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, we do. I mean, we might as well start plugging the show. We're done. We're done.
I got a couple more things to say.
Say them.
I forgot. I did not forget. So I want to give this update to the listeners out there and the live stream. I posted a poll on Podcastrophe's Facebook page this week. Which pizza do you prefer? Pizza King or Arnie's? I got a really good GIF for Pizza King. I got a really bad GIF for Arnie's. Bear with me there, but vote. Put some discussion in the comments. Let's talk about it.
Oh, there's a couple days left.
The next 2 weeks are going to be pizza themed. So check out the polls. They're going to run for 7 days. We're going to crown a Pizza King. See what I did there? We're going to crown a king of pizza in the next week and a half or so. And then we're going to move on from the pizza theme. But for the foreseeable future, I'm going to try and do a poll every week. Blaine is going to try and do some stuff with our Instagram.
Yes.
Aren't you, Blaine?
Yes. Amanda Collins, who we were just talking about, says Pizza King in Delphi is better than all other pizza. You are completely wrong.
Well, I was going to say
it's been shit for years.
I was going to say you're probably right because
she's completely wrong.
I used to walk into the West Point Pizza King and just make my own pizza, you know?
Yeah.
The fucking pizza corner in Linden, though, fucking kicks ass. Fucking Clark's Hill Pizza King sucks dick. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So if any of you guys want, check out our poll on Facebook at Podcastrophe. Wow, I said that bad.
Yeah, check out Tyler's poll.
At Podcastrophe. I have tobacco in my mouth and I'm slightly buzzed. So, always on a podcast, I can't speak.
Yeah, check out Tyler's poll.
Yeah, I'm going to have a poll every week. Check them out.
He's got a poll.
They do stuff.
Check it out. Check out his poll.
maybe somebody will win something if they have the most badass comment. Maybe not.
Maybe not. We're
You
not
gotta
going
have
to
some
guarantee that.
You got to have some badass comments for to win something.
It sounds like we need to have a discussion on what the fuck's going on, Tyler. What the fuck?
This is my plan, Blaine. Stay the fuck out. Fuck out of my life, cow.
Okay.
Cow. Fuck you, Iraq. But so yeah, I wanted to put that PSA out there that we're going to be doing some polls.
Yeah, we're going to try to interact more via the page and via our Instagram and whatnot. So
We've both been really busy here lately,
Yeah.
so the pages have kind of suffered a little bit, and it's time to get them ramped back up. It's summertime. We got beautiful weather out.
because we really enjoy interacting with you guys. So every week at 5:30 on Facebook Live, we are live. So please join us, watch us as we do that. Watch us drink some beer, comment and chat with us. We'll react to your comments live. Yeah. I thought you were trying to high five the camera.
No, I was high-fiving you because that's a badass fucking interlude into a
Oh,
plug.
fuck yeah. So yeah, please.
God, we're a bunch of fucks.
Every week on Facebook Live, the Podcastrophe page, check us out. Comment, chat with us. We're here and we do react to your fucking comments, so please do. If not, if you can't check us out live, you can of course watch the video live or watch it after it's done. But every Thursday on Journey into Comics via
Podbean, Stitcher Radio, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play Music, and all the other podcasting platforms out there. Shazam.
Yeah, you can check us out every Thursday there. If you have $1, maybe $3, donate to our Patreon at patreon.com/journeyintocomics.
For $100, you get a silicone mold of Blaine's dick. And you also get a buy one, get one. You get the tickler, the sidekick, the freebie mold of my dick.
Because it's tiny.
It's not very big. It does good work, though.
Yes. Every yeah, I don't know where to go with that, but it needs a sidekick. It needs a goddamn sidekick.
Shit.
We've had some good beer today.
Yeah, we
had
have.
some good conversation and good rants. I'm good with this episode. Are you good with this?
I want to say a couple more things. I want to thank everybody who tunes in every week.
Yeah.
And listens to my slightly belligerent, tobacco-fueled, heritage-fueled rage that I spew on this show because I love to talk. I have a lot of crazy, wacky ideas that a lot of people legitimately don't have the time to listen to. And thankfully I found Blaine because he humors me and he listens to most of the bullshit that comes out of my mouth.
And sometimes I learn from it.
Sometimes. I want to say, like always, folks, form your own opinions. You may not agree with everything that I said on this show tonight. That's your entitlement. You're entitled to your own opinion. That's your right. Not as an American citizen, but as a human being. If you don't agree with something that I have to say, message the Podcastrophe page. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss some things. Part of the problem with today's society is everything is so antagonistic. We are so up in arms about everything all the time. I know any day of the week I can sit down and have a conversation with this guy, and honestly, 60% of the time he disagrees with me, but we don't ever get mad at each other. We don't ever hold any grudges. We don't ever fucking get our dicks stomped on because we're not attacking each other. We're just having a discussion. We're trying to learn and be better people. So form your own opinions, do your own research, and be good people.
Hell yeah. And above all else, make every day a big dick day.
Heritage.
Bye, guys.
Woke up this morning with my dick in my hand. Girl is to the right of me. just like our plan. It's gonna be a big dick day. 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 Big dick day. It's gonna be a big